Living in an adult retirement community. Is it for you? Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I have a guest. I have Dave with me.
Hi, guys.
We wanted to talk about living in an adult community, a retirement community. And is it right for everyone? Could it be right for you? There are pros and there may be a few cons. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Well, we live in an adult retirement community in the Hilton Head area in South Carolina. We have been here 8 years and absolutely love it. Do you love it as much as I do?
I love it, love it, love it. This is amazing.
And it's not just living in an adult community, because if I lived in an adult or retirement community, but in a state where it's cold, I wouldn't enjoy it as much.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I truly wouldn't, because the benefit is we can get out so much most all year here and really enjoy a lot of activities where you can't do that if you live where you get a lot of snow and have those cold months, right?
Brr. I don't know what I would do. In fact, I was talking to you, I think, yesterday. Or maybe, yeah, it was yesterday, I think. And I said, this is so awesome. I mean,
yeah, you sure did.
Every single day almost, I've got on short pants and, a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And flip-flops. And, my gosh, it's so nice.
It truly is. And so let me talk about some of the advantages. I'm going to talk specifically about the community that we live in. First of all, they have so many activities. I mean, you can be as busy as you want to be. You could be scheduled to do something from morning till night, 7 days a week, if that's what you chose. They have so many activities. They have what? Well, you name a few and I'll name some.
Well, we have the woodworking shop, which is a unbelievable place. They have over $1 million of woodworking equipment in there that you can belong to. There's bocce courts. You can play bocce ball.
Yeah.
There are pickleball courts where you can play pickleball. And that's becoming an up-and-coming thing, I think, in the South.
Yes.
A lot of people are playing pickleball now. You've got tennis. You've got softball. Baseball teams.
Yeah.
What's that thing? Oh, croquet.
Croquet. Believe it or not, people still play croquet. I remember playing that when I was a kid.
And they dress all in white.
Yes.
Which is kind of neat.
Yeah, it really
to
is.
Watch. Yeah.
They're white hat down to white shoes when they play croquet.
Yep.
Of course, they have golf courses if you like to golf. Driving ranges. We have our own restaurants. We have our own movie theater. We have concerts and plays. We have guest speakers that come in and talk to you about finances, like for your retirement, or doctors that come in and talk to you about your health and different type surgeries, like they explain knee surgeries and hip replacements, cataracts, things that happen to us old guys and gals, as we get older, we may need those things. We also have pools here, and they have, what do they call the synchronettes?
Yeah.
That do the synchronized swimming. You wouldn't believe it. These women in their mid and upper 80s, my gosh, I mean, they just are fantastic. It's unbelievable.
And they actually have a senior swim team as well that travels all over.
Yes.
They go up and down the East Coast, and they have won, gosh, a tremendous amount of awards.
Yes, they have. And activity centers. You can go to the gym every day. You can take you can't imagine how many classes.
I'm exhausted just you talking about all this.
I mean, you can do Zumba.
Yeah. Pilates,
yoga, strength training, cycling. I mean, you name it, they have it.
Yes, they do.
And they also have a lot of outdoor dances where they have bands come in and play music.
Yeah.
And you can bring your lawn chairs and set them up on they have these big areas. And then there's a place to dance, so you can take dance classes like ballroom dancing, waltzing, what do they call that, country western kind of dances?
Yeah, like line dancing.
There are 123 clubs that you could join if you choose to. Now, it's hard to imagine 123 clubs. I'll name a few. Maybe Dave can name a few. Bird watching, book clubs, motorcycle clubs, sports clubs.
Car club,
Coin collectors club, cards club. I mean, 123 of them.
Yeah.
So it's going to catch your interest with at least one of them.
You would think so.
Yeah.
If anybody ever came to me and said they were bored living here,
Right.
I just look at them like, you've got to be kidding me.
Right.
I mean, it's like, how could you possibly be bored?
Yes.
You know.
I mean, and there's so many walking trails,
Oh, gosh, yeah.
bike trails. It's so well lit. I mean, you can be out in the dark. You all that are regular viewers know that I walk at 4:30 in the morning. I feel so safe because it's gated. We have our own security, and everything is so well lit. So I'm really not walking in the dark.
And they have this one nature trail that goes through the woods, I think for a mile.
Yes.
And it's all like decked. So it's like for a mile,
Yeah.
you're just walking on a deck that goes all the way through this nature preserve area. And it's beautiful.
Yeah, you see alligators and
Deer.
And different birds and everything. Of course, we do have alligators. You will see them out because there's several lagoons and lakes. And on the lakes, they do those little, I call them toy boats.
Yeah, sailboats. Little miniature sailboats.
And they race those boats.
Mm-hmm.
And the older gentlemen seem to really enjoy that. There's fishing piers if you like to fish.
Yep.
They have some exposés each year, like home and garden exposés.
Mm-hmm.
They have health fairs. They have...
a huge outdoor like garage sale.
Yes, although it's on one street.
Yeah.
It's not at your home. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to do that. But
it's pretty massive.
it's one long street, and anybody that wants to participate in it can get a table and then take your stuff down on that one street, and it goes on all day long. It is packed.
It definitely is packed.
And for as large as it is, you really meet some really dear and close friends.
Boy, do you ever.
And I think it's because everybody that's here retired from somewhere. You know, they're on their last chapter of life and they want to live it up, and they want to be in a warm climate and be active as they can be. So we're all kind of like each other's family.
Yeah, that's true. And the last probably year and a half, oh my gosh. I mean, people are moving here like crazy.
Yes, oh my.
From all over.
Sure are.
And homes are selling
like they are everywhere.
Yeah.
The prices have really gone up, the values of the home.
Yep.
They also offer adult services where if you need help, you need someone to take you to the doctor or the grocery store, you need someone to come in and change a light bulb. It's all volunteers from the community, and you need like a daily check-in someone to check on you a couple times a day or come and have lunch with you or whatever you need. So that's a wonderful service. And there are a lot of what I would call elderly people here that moved here when they opened 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they're in their upper 80s or 90s.
But a lot of them, you never know it.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it because they've been active the whole time.
Yeah.
Of course, they have a library. They have a camper and boat storage area. So if you like to camp and you have a little camper or a big RV or a boat, then you can store it right here on the grounds.
I used to store mine here.
Yeah, we had a pontoon boat and we kept it here in the storage yard. And then it's a golf cart community, so you can go anywhere throughout the community on your golf cart. And then you can also go outside the gate. You're not on a main road, but you can get to the banks, the hairdresser, the dry cleaner, a little post office,
grocery store,
Walgreens, things like that. So I think it's fantastic, especially when you get a little more age on you and you're no longer working. It'd be very easy to become sedentary. And here it's like going to day camp every day where the bus never comes to pick you up and take you home. You can play all day long.
And in a lot of neighborhoods, too, neighbors just have these like little driveway parties where they'll get together once a month or every week on a Friday or whatever. And they have cocktails and people will bring food and they'll just sit and talk and get to meet new people. And that's a lot of fun, too.
It surely is. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. There's so much more, but I don't want this video to be too long. So now I want Dave to bring up some cons. I just told you all the pros, and there aren't many cons, but I want him to bring those up, and then I'll speak about them.
Okay. And I don't necessarily know if they're cons. I mean, they're just things that people need to be aware of.
Yeah, that's true.
When they're coming to a community like this.
Yes.
There are rules and there are things that you have to abide by. And so, if you know those things, then everything's fine.
Yeah. Well, give me a few.
All right, let me see. Changes to the exterior of the home have to go through the modifications committee.
That's correct. So in other words, if you want to paint your house a different color or add a different door or just something like that, some change on the outside, you have to get it approved through a modification committee. And some people might not like that. I personally appreciate it because I don't want somebody living next door to me that wants to paint their house purple with a pink front door. I mean, I wouldn't care for that.
No.
I mean, if that's your taste, that's fine, but I don't want it next door to me. So everything has to be very tasteful in here. They are strict on that.
Yes. Another rule or regulation that they have is you're not able to have more than 7 outdoor ornaments in your front yard.
Yes. And what that means is, I guess it could be like those stakes that you have a sign like welcome or welcome friends, flags, just ornamental things that people like to put in their yards, like
wind chimes?
Yeah, wind chimes, things like that. And some people might not like that. They think 7 isn't enough. They like a lot of stuff in their yard, like my mother. Oh my gosh, she had so many things in her yard when she lived in her home. But the reason they do that is, again, so that things don't get out of hand. And if you had 8 or 9, I mean, it's not like they're going to drive by every day and count them.
Right.
But it's for your own protection because You may have a neighbor or somebody on your street that was like my mother, where she had everything and anything, all these figurines and
she had a stagecoach.
oh, a stagecoach and
a cow,
a
big
concrete cow, and pink flamingos, and I mean, you name it, she had it.
Like 7 patio sets.
Yes, she had patio sets all over the place. So that's the reason for it. Just so that someone doesn't put a 6-foot blow-up Elvis doll in their front yard. I don't think you'd like living next to that.
No, probably.
Maybe you would.
Yeah, maybe. I've got down losing neighbors, death, nursing homes, assisted living, etc.
Yes. Now that can be tough because, of course, you lose neighbors and friends no matter where you live.
Right.
But when you're in an adult retirement community, many people are elderly.
Yep.
I mean, older than we are.
Oh, sure. It's the last chapter.
Yes. And so they get sick, things happen, and you end up losing them. And it's hard because they become like your family because we're all here for each other. We no longer live in the towns that we were in and our children were in and our grandchildren are in. So your neighbors and friends here really become like family.
Sure do.
And it just makes the loss a little bit harder.
As you know, with your friend Billy.
Yeah. Yeah. That was very difficult. So, but it's just part of life.
Part of life.
I mean, it's going to happen no matter where you live.
Yeah, that's for sure. My last one, I think, is something that for me anyway, it can be a negative, is that there's not the young families with the little kids. I mean, they come to visit.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not like being in a neighborhood where you have people of all ages and, you know, families and little kids. And I love that. I love, you know, little kids and children and, you know, to watch them playing and having fun and laughing. And so at times, you know, that's a little sad that you don't get that as often.
And I can understand that, although, I mean, you can have visitors all the time. So your kids, your grandkids can come anytime. We go to the pool and there's all kind of little kids in there playing. They alternate the pools for Kids Day so that if you want to be at a pool where there's only adults, then they say go to this pool because this pool on Tuesdays and Thursdays will have, it's open to anybody, children, little kids, things like that. So I know what you're saying about missing that, and I do too, but for me, you get to a point where you want to be the kid. Now I want to be the kid. You know, I get just as much pleasure going to these different activities and these dances where there's these adult senior people just having a blast, singing, and because you don't care anymore. You don't care if you have a good voice or not, or
that's true.
You know, if you know how to dance. You know, before that might hold you back, like, oh, I don't want to get on the dance floor. You know, I don't know how to dance. Everybody will be looking at me. When you get this age, you don't care. So you're just letting it all hang out. So I love seeing these seniors, especially the older seniors, get out there, hoop, holler, have fun, and act like they are the kids. You kind of go like into your second childhood or something. It's your opportunity to do all the crazy things that you didn't have the chance to do, you know, when you were raising your family and you had to be the responsible adult. Well, now you can do whatever you want.
And neither one of us are very responsible or adults, so...
No, we just have fun. And that's really what it's all about. So for us, retirement community
Oh, wow.
is the way to go. It is the best decision that we made, and we have a blast, and we absolutely love it here. And I just wanted to bring up the pros and what these type of communities have to offer, and then some of the things that you may want to take into consideration.
And I think for our family too, with the kids and grandkids, I think they're so happy for us.
Yes.
They're excited for us. They're happy for us. They're glad to see us having a time and a chapter in life where we're having so much fun. And, we talk to them, it's like, well, what'd you do this week? And already our one son and his wife, they're like, well, we're whatever, 50, 51. We could get in there when we're 55, So, it's like when they come, they enjoy everything as much as we do.
Yes.
So.
And when you consider everything, once you're 65 and over, I don't know, it seems like you would tend to sit in the house a lot.
Yeah.
Become more sedentary. I mean, not everybody does. You don't have to move to an adult active community to not be sedentary. Yeah. But the tendency, I think, is more, and you don't get out and meet new people as much because you have your established friends and your routine.
Yep.
We all love our routines, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
But in this type of atmosphere, there's no reason to be sedentary. And you want to get out and try things because you see other people doing them and you think, hey, I can do that. And it gets you out of your routine. You become more spontaneous and you really live life. And again,
Absolutely.
We don't want to just exist. We want to live and love our life, whatever years we have left.
Yeah, amen to that.
So, I guess that's it for this topic. Let me know in the comments section if you already live in an adult or retirement community. If not, do you plan to? Do you want to? What are your thoughts on it? I would love to know. Well, now we're going to leave you with an inside beauty tip. For my inside beauty tip today, I am turning it over to Dave, because anytime I have a guest on, which isn't that often, but I let them do the inside beauty tip. So Dave, you're on. What do you got to say to encourage us?
Well, my inside beauty tip is listening. And I think for all of us, listening is something that, boy, it's you have to learn really how to listen. And when it's most wanted or needed. For men especially, I know for myself, we have a tendency to want to fix things. We want to, our wives come to us and they tell us something and we're the fixers. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. I'll take care of it. And that's not what they want.
No.
They just want someone to listen and someone to hear them. And then if they ask you, you can offer something. And I still, struggle with that. I think I still to this day, it's hard for me. But I know an example recently that happened to me, I'll be really quick about it, is that I was painting for someone, and his wife had passed away about 2 years ago from cancer. And each day we were there working, he would come outside and he would talk and I would just listen. And I noticed more each day he would, want to talk a little more and a little more. And because he really had no one to talk to. And he was estranged from his children for various reasons. But he was very lonely. And I think, I could have offered advice or, said, oh, well, you should do this and that. And, well, your kids should, blah, blah, blah. And that wasn't what he wanted. He just wanted for someone to listen and care. And so I offered him that. And I think in doing so, I feel that we created a friendship, and it's someone now that I plan to, after we finish with the paint job, but I plan to call him and invite him out to dinner or to go do something together. Because he really is a great guy. And I think, if I hadn't have taken that opportunity, because, I was busy, I'm painting, and I had every, whatever you want to call it, reason to say, oh, well, I'm painting, I'm busy, I got to get this done. And that would have been a shame, because it would not have allowed me this opportunity to really meet someone and learn about them and offer them, just to listen. So I think that's my tip, is that all of us really need to reflect and listen more. And when we do, it really, people respond to that.
Yes. And to me, the message I get out of that is, men, quit trying to fix things. Just listen to what your partner is saying.
Yes.
We don't need you to fix it. Everybody needs a listening ear. Everybody.
That's so true.
And it's just a kind gesture, a kind thing to give people.
It sure is. It really is.
So I'll put you to the test all day today. I'm going to see how well you listen.
Oh, boy.
Well, thank you all so much for being here today. I truly do appreciate it. And until we meet again, this is the old girl.
And this is the old guy.
Signing out. See ya.
Bye, guys.